So this is what I use. I use the 9mm Luger Gold Supreme 135 grain round nose projectiles. The Remington 1.5 small pistol primers, and the powder is AP70N made by ADI. This is Australia, by the way, so if you can't get that overseas, you can use something equivalent to 9mm. Again, these are the projectiles. They're just they're lead, just with a copper wash. They call it a copper wash. It's gold kind of paint sort of stuff. A good thing to note, safety wise, I look like a bit of a knob with my glove here and whatever, but as I mentioned before, this is all residue from the lead and the coatings on the lead. I also wear safety glasses. If something happens to go off in the system, what you're using primers and powder and so forth, if something goes wrong and something decides to detonate, even if a primer decides to detonate, it's going to go somewhere. At least if it goes towards your face, you've got your safety glasses on, and you're not going to get seriously injured. As for the gloves, this is primarily to stop the residue from the lead and powder and used carbons from the used brass. I don't use new brass. It's all fired brass. Alright, we're ready to load the primers. So we've got the primers here. We put it on the rough side of the tray, and what that does is lets the primers go flat, just a little bit of a shake. Don't have to be too rough with it. Get most of them over, then we put our lid on, flip it, move them back in the centre sort of, and there we go. Now we use our pickup tube, so pickup end here, and this end here has got a little clip in it to stop them from falling out. So I'll just go ahead and pick a few up and show you how like that. Few now. Now once I've done that, I like to get the follower out of the machine. This is what we showed you before, and just give the bottom one a nudge in, and then it's ready to go. Right, just going to load the primers up. You can see how that one gets stuck in the end there. I just flipped the tube up and it fell in. So again, I just get the primer follower and I just give it a little nudge like that. Now I just load it into the machine. Pull the pin out. All in. Flip that down. Put the follower in. And it sits there like that. Make sure you put the pin back in, because it's disappointing when you forget to put the pin in and turn your primer tube upside down to fill a tube, and out they all come. Now I wear gloves when I operate the machine. This glove's for the handle. Get quite a sore hand pulling the handle a bit. And this weird looking glove is for the produce. You can see the amount of residue that comes off onto your hands. These gloves are only ever used for loading, and you can see the amount of dirt and lead and powder and carbon from the fired shells. I just grab a handful. Now I don't polish or clean the brass every time. I don't know if you can see that. they've been fired like twice without cleaning. Probably get another one out of them and then I'll whack them in the tumbler. That's another video. I'll just load the hopper up and we'll get ready to go.